Bill, one of the practices that really interests me, I'm a creative person. I tend to have hundreds of ideas a week, but I don't always have the talent to put those ideas to work. One of your practices was that you would reward the person who had a new idea, but then you also rewarded the person who, was able to put that idea to work. Explain that practice to me. I mean, how is that different than what most people do in a company?
Well, in your case, you have a brain that operates a little bit different than everybody else, right? I mean, you have all these creative ideas and you have all these wonderful things, and sometimes they can be very productive. But let's face it, those guys who have those ideas have a hard time actually putting those into practice. But there's other people who have very few good ideas, but man, they are great at implementing ideas and putting them into practice. Now, the companies I worked with before, they would say, if you have a good idea, I tell you what, you take it and run with it. You know what I did? I quit running. So what I realized is I wanted to put those ideas to work with my people who were creative, but I didn't want to penalize them because they had an idea with burdening them down with extra work and trying to figure out how to get something to do. I had the people who could actually put these practices into effect doing that, and it became much more productive.
So there's kind of two things happening here. One is you're changing the way the work is done. Instead of just recognizing the idea and telling the person, hey, it's your idea,
Sure.
Do it, you're saying, hey, that's a great idea, let's find the right person to do it.
That's right. I mean, the architect doesn't go out and lay the foundation. The architect designs the building and he has someone else build the building. Why wouldn't we do the same thing in a company? Someone has an idea, they're the architect. Someone is going to build that, they're the ones who's going to build the building.
Well, the second part of that is, the first part is that you recognize it. The second part is that you talk about rewarding both people. Now, how did that work? I mean, how do you reward somebody for an idea? And it's obvious how you reward somebody for successfully putting it to work, but what was your system for recognizing and rewarding?
Well, we wanted to point out that this idea came from a specific person, and it's a tremendous idea. So as part of their review process, we kept a list of all the good ideas they had, and all of those ideas that we implemented that worked. We felt like those people should be rewarded both monetarily and position-wise because they were the people who were innovating our processes. But also the person who implemented those, if they pulled it off and made it successful, they need to be rewarded monetarily and also perhaps put in charge of the process for the next project.
Well, that's great. Thanks.
You're welcome.